always been signs for us. They're not signs. They're signs. Well, as you interpret them, they have to revolve around us, right? So when it's bad omens for us, that's good omens for you guys. When it's good omens for us, it's bad omens for Psalms 83. All this stuff before our new year, right? Exactly. Exactly. Everything is working around our new year. Did you guys hear about, like, last Wednesday or Thursday, the comics, which is like, I get a certain day on Friday, all the people had to start to it was the first day where they had to announce their intentions if they were going to take silver, physical silver, or just roll it over into more paper. And they shut down the comics for like an hour and a half. And a bunch of people had already kind of set up what they wanted, and they deleted all of that in an hour and a half when everything got shut down. And then they ended up executing 31,000 different contracts when everything was supposedly shut down. Now again, these organizations are showing how crooked they are, and they just say, oh, it was technical difficulties, or it was a technical glitch, and nobody ever says anything. Now see, this is exactly what's going on. You guys have been allowing them to be all greasy with us, do all these things against us, and then they can just play it off oh, I fear for my life. Oh, yeah, this is on the books, but we're not going to actually enforce it we're going to enforce it with you Israelites. I mean, they've been doing all these, illegal, crooked things this whole time, and you guys have been all quiet about it. So long as it affected us. So long as it didn't affect you, you were good with it, right? But see, now the Holy Spirit is making sure that all these things now are going to affect you. Going to affect you. Everything is happening because of this shirt right here, 1619, 2019, right? 400 years. 400 years of this time. Everything shut down in 2020. Y'all had that 6-year window. 6-year window where the Most High was already tearing down your system from 2020 to 2026. 2026 was the final 60 years of your blessing. That went on for 540 years, from 1486, when Columbus first had his discussion with Ferdinand Isabella in Spain. 6 years later, they make it here in 1492. 1492 was a pivotal year because you took down the Moors in January. You kicked out the Jews at the end of March, and you got over here in October, and to take down the northern tribes. You had your last 6 years where the Most High has already been setting up everything for your destruction, the destruction of your host Babylonian system, and that is where we are right now. He's been giving us more and more knowledge. The Holy Spirit, she's been giving us more and more knowledge. We've been growing and growing and growing, and now we're to the point where, like I said, there's nothing that you guys can do against this truth. There's nothing you guys can say. There's nothing that you guys can do to prove us wrong. I don't know what is over there behind me. I said, and we've been asking you guys to actually, hey, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Show us anything. But again, that was your opportunity to be able to stay here because you had to actually exhibit some type of wisdom. But the fact that you're not exhibiting any wisdom whatsoever means that you're pretty much setting up your bags, you're packing your bags to leave, to go. I said, because you have no wisdom. You have no wisdom, you can't stay here. And saying that, well, I worked hard, I built up a business. What does that have to do with wisdom? What does how hard you worked for the white man over the course of your life, what does it have to do with wisdom? That has to do, and weren't you paid for that hard work? That's what I love to crack up with. Oh, I worked hard, right? I've been here for 30 years, and I've worked hard for everything that I have. Yeah, okay, well, you worked hard. You enjoyed yourself. You lived on a land that was never yours. You got opportunities that you never worked for. You were able to build yourself up in this society. So weren't you already paid for the hard work that you supposedly did? Yep, you act like you worked for the last 30, 40 years for free and you weren't compensated. Because see, that's what happened with us. We worked for hundreds and hundreds of years and were never compensated. We never got the land, we never got the homes, we never got any of that stuff that we were actually promised. We never got our 40 acres and a mule. We never got, you know, status in the society. We didn't get any of that. So again, you got all that, and you didn't even go through the 400 years of captivity. You weren't even supposed to have gotten that. So again, you guys keep saying that. Well, I worked hard. I came here for opportunity. What again? You came here for opportunity. You were compensated for that. You were given free housing, free medical, you know, education, medical. You know, you got all these different things. So again, you're able to raise your families here on my land. You're able to get, you're able to get all these benefits on my lands. You were compensated for everything that you wanted, but your ancestors did nothing to deserve that. And on top of that, you were racist towards the true owners of the lands. And see, that's the whole thing. Like, you guys are going to have to understand that the Most High has been keeping track of everything. So if you have been racist towards us, you have been, you know, mean, and you have not, you know, you try to say, I crack up with people who walk around this land. Like, I just look at it when I walk around and it's crowded, and I see a lot of people, and they seem to think that they have the same rights to the land as I do. That's where you guys have everything wrong. You do not have the rights to the land like I do. That is one of the main lies that you have been given, and you seem to think that your opinion matters the same as mine, because your opinion is based off of nothing. Your opinion that you do have, opinions that you guys have, are based off nothing but lies and things that are not true.
Well, that's it, and that's all right now.
Around here like, oh, well, I'm Mexican, so, you know,
get the full program.
And being Mexican,
Big Judah,
something was going
on YouTube.
In the 1700s with New Spain, and the 1600s with New Spain. These lands have been here for thousands of years. It's the people who the Most High dictates who the lands belong to. Not the white man who got here in 1492 and then says that, oh, these are your lands. You guys are the original this. The original Mexicans, again, were Negroes, as I showed you all in that book. In 1880, they showed you all of these statues and all these different things that they found. They dug up, which they dug it up. That means it was already here, and it had Negroid features. And those people were following Israelite customs.